Okay, guys, we're back. Hello once again. Man, I really need to finish off this wall at some point. Excuse me. I hate looking at it on camera and just seeing like the drop off of where I didn't get to finish it, but so far the wall's been working out pretty well. It does take up a lot of room in my room though. I need to find a better way to do that. Rifkin, why you no show hands? Fuck, if I don't show my face, I get shit for not showing my face. If I don't show my hands, I get shit for not showing my hands. Like, I just gotta constantly have both on screen at all times. Do like the actual hand modeling weirdness. Like,
Do you want to hold the winners finals?
no, that way we can get the bracket going, I guess. The thing is, the winners bracket finals is an important match to be sure, but because there's only one spot in the qualifier, it doesn't actually matter that much in the grand scheme of things. So I say we just keep casting games to keep this stream flowing smooth. My opinion, at least. But honestly, I don't care. You drive.
Okay, I did. I drove.
Off a cliff. Fuck. So who are we getting to next then? Ziggy?
Yeah.
Alright. So we're going to be dropping down to the losers bracket then, folks. No, keep in mind, we're not intentionally skipping over the winners bracket finals, or semifinals, or however you want to phrase it. That's actually not ready to play yet. It's because the other match, we don't know how long it'll go or how far into their games they are, that we're just going to skip it and go to the losers bracket so we have something to do rather than sit here for 15 minutes twiddling our thumbs. Same amount of games are getting played, and it doesn't hold up the bracket by any means.
Boy. My mom's getting back from Florida today. I hope she brought me gifts. I told her specifically to get me like Harry Potter themed snacks that don't exist outside of Harry Potter world. And if she couldn't get me that, then get me stickers.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very excited.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yo, so have you seen this controversial video about the girl getting pulled into the water by the sea lion?
No. I think I read the title.
Okay, so TLDR, for those who haven't seen or heard about this, and I only just found out, this is actually where I live, like 20 minutes from where I live is where this happened. Basically, they're at the docks, there's a sea lion, everyone's feeding it, even though they shouldn't. The little girl sits on the edge of the dock, and it comes up and grabs her and pulls her into the water. This is kind of really scary because, A, you don't know whether that thing's like going to do something more or if that girl was just being played with or what the deal is. But the thing that was really cool, and this is why I'm like really sad because you read Reddit, you read all these news articles about it. No one's really talking about like the grandpa that hops in the water in like a split second's notice to grab the girl and save her and pull her out. Like, we don't actually know whether she was in immediate danger or not, but the thing is you had a big animal pull a tiny little kid into the water. Like, that shit is scary. But it's just really annoying because you're seeing... This is like a problem I have with like a lot of news outlets and media where it's the sensationalism of the scariness that they're trying to capitalize on, and nobody's talking about like the heroics of like the grandpa who actually just dived in without hesitation, without like thinking about anything. He just goes in and saves the kid, and I think that was so cool. But overall, the reason I bring this up is there's this funny controversy where they're everyone's mad at the city for not like there's literally I think the mayor ended up commenting on this. There's literally signs everywhere that say like don't feed the animals, don't interact with the animals, like basically don't do what these people were doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like if there's so many, what was interesting, there's so many relatable stories in the Reddit thread that were like, oh yeah, Yellowstone Park, there's all these signs that say like don't go near the bison, yet every year people try and take pictures of the bison and get like injured doing so. And I just feel like signs are there for a reason. I get so annoyed when people don't listen to them. So reading this story and like hearing about these other ones triggered me so bad.
Yeah, that always sucks.
But man, that like legit scary. Like I don't know what I would do. I'd freak the fuck out. I'd be scared of the water for life. Anyways, we got the lobby finally coming up. Vetoes are done. Thank you to Kudoso for the 3-month Prime sub, and then Squeedus for 11 months saying, StarCraft. Almost as good as banning Squeedus in chat. Yeah, I agree.
Oh. What did he do?
I'm not reading the rest of that sub message.
Ah, ha 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 ha! I see what he did.
Now we're getting to Squeakwancer.
Yeah, I like him. Oh boy, what are we gonna talk about? Well, in general, water scares me. Like not enough I don't go in it, obviously, but like I'm like terrified of like tidal waves and drowning, so I'd probably freak out. But I would like to think that I would just try and punch the sea lion because I'm not as scared of sea lions. If it was like a giant octopus, then maybe I'd be like, "I'm sorry, kid, you're goner." That's grim. I wouldn't do that.
I was gonna say, like, I can't even believe you would be that heartless. Jesus.
But a giant octopus. I mean, it's Cthulhu.
Well, moving on then. Getting into game number 1. Spotting at the top right, we've got the Blue Zerg player playing for Root Gaming. It's solo.
In the bottom left, as the Yellow Terran, it is Ziggy. I saw the minimap and was like, oh, it's a Protoss. Whoa.
Well, so this is an interesting way to wall off, and I guess all things considered, it's not that much more to wall off down here. But the concern is, like, while you may or may not set this up in a wonderful manner, you still have vulnerabilities to this rock being broken down. Maybe there'll be Overlord drops. I don't know, but it's weird to see this done in such a way, and it's a double Rax opener too on such a long map.
Yeah, I mean, the Reaper opener kind of died. I mean, it was already dying, but like it really isn't as effective without the spam of grenades. Unless you get like a huge number of Reapers, which obviously means you're dedicating to it and you're just increasing your chances that it's an all-in. But then like on this map pool too, like so many large maps. I don't know. Sequencer has a lot of jump up spots, so it's not the worst thing, but it's gonna take a while for the Reapers to get over there.
Well, that's a little bit awkward. I'll save it for once we're out of game, though, because it doesn't belong in this matchup. But Reapers, I agree. Like the effectiveness of the grenade fell off a bit, but what's kind of cool, and this is where I'm like going for a stretch here, right? Having a wall off like this kind of guarantees that if this fails, like you've got 2 depots, 2 barracks, this is such a thick like THICC wall that there's no way there's going to be any sort of counterattack that would punish Ziggy.
So no thigh gaps. Oh god. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty safe behind it. So I mean, I doubt there's going to be more of a committal than right on number like 10. You know. So I mean, it might even be like less than he stops. There are multiple ways to play this out. The one downside to any type of Rax wall on the bottom left of this map is that whatever add-ons you put on are going to be very vulnerable. Terran things.
Just tearing things. I mean, he may end up just taking the wall back a little bit later, too. Like, one of the barracks falls back, Tech Lab's in a safe spot, puts a depot or 2 down. But the other part about this is great. Is, like, you get the command center up, and there's like, again, no chance any Lings run by and kill the SCV building it. There's not going to be any rampant running into the base. Although, all of this is based around Ling Tech. What we see is Solos moving towards Roaches pretty quick, and probably Ravagers to pair off with that.
If you successfully force them to play Roaches, which he might have been wanting to anyways, it is Europe after all, and a lot of Zerg players play Roaches on Europe. But if you successfully force them to do it, I think that's a easier way to play against, honestly, on these bigger maps. You know.
Oh, that grenade went in the wrong spot.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Double expansions behind this, and we'll see if Solo really even uses his Roach one, because like, yeah, he could just have it just in case, you know, like it really gets out of control, and then go into, well, a lair. Unfortunately, the third base, you don't want to take it in the pocket, and you can't really sneak that drone out far enough to get it anywhere else, so it's a very fast lair.
So one of the pain in the ass things about spine crawlers for Reapers to deal with is not that they're too hard to kill per se. It's just that with that +2 building armor, their shots don't do a lot, and it comes down to the fact that you pick and choose. You either fight the Lings or you fight the spine crawler, and you really can't juggle both. So baiting the Lings away from the spine crawler is actually really nice by hopping up on the right side like this.
You know, he's going up to 14 Reapers. I really didn't think he would commit this much. So that means he might have 3 command centers, but Stim still hasn't started, and obviously Marines are only going to start in like a minute once the reactors are done.
I don't know, man. Ever since I saw Optimus go for like the 8 racks Reaper and make it work, I'm just like, I'm not that surprised by European Terrans anymore, you know?
Yeah, I kind of forgot that happens back on the old map pool. But, you know, Solo, he did go for roaches, saw that the numbers were still increasing.
Jesus.
And this is where the grenade, the decrease in the time, the cooldown, or the increase in the cooldown rather, like really doesn't even matter. Like you have so many Reapers, it is still the continual grenades that you can't get around. And Solo, he might have gone for a fast lair. Maybe it was just for roach speed into a later third base. Maybe it wasn't, but the point is, if it was for anything else, then he's said his build ruined.
Well,
He had to respond to this quite harshly.
So, numbers game for a moment, though. Ziggy's done a lot, which is cool, but back at home, his tech hasn't advanced. And I don't just mean like Stim's late. The factory's not done. Starport's not out. If Solo had at any point been able to break this and push, Ziggy would actually be really, really in trouble. He's got no army to fight with. But that's the point of the Reapers. They're supposed to be doing exactly what they're doing, and that's pick off units 1 or 2 at a time when they're segmented away. Like, there's no way you could actually fight all the roaches head on, high ground, etc. But when there's like 2 or 3 off on the side like this, and he's got like 14 Reapers, like, yeah, you gang up on them, and suddenly Reaper auto attacks are God mode.
Oh my god. And he's accidentally getting the creep tumor too. One more grenade right there, and that creep starts to recede. Even more things to worry about for Solo, who finally at least is going to have roach speed to really help collab with the Reapers whenever they engage. That I was wondering, okay, yeah, I mean, he was either going to be a 2-base layer from Mutas, you know, get a counterattack in before the Marines are high, but then he made so many roaches, I was like, oh, maybe it's a Data Swarm. And you're just talking about how there's not a lot back at home. The Marine production is finally getting itself going, and there's a tank on the way.
I'm worried, though. He might be bleeding out a bit much before he even gets a chance to go through that Nidus. I mean, again, the army supply is great, but it's actual not that many roaches. A lot of Lings getting peeled off here as he shaves them with the Reapers. And the question is, I guess, where's that Nidus go? The main would be the obvious choice, but he does have eyes over here on the natural as well.
Yeah. It is going to be the main. At this point in time, Ziggy should have been thinking, like, what can he possibly do to get around this? Because he's seen no third base on either base. And that would either have been, like, a Spire or a Nada Swarm.
Oh, he's not. He was not responding to this at all. Tank moved to the front line, away from the main. SCVs don't pre-pull. I mean, he had 2 engineers, and he could have actually walled this off if he was quick enough to it.
His tank need to be a little bit far forward.
He needs to save that factory, too. Keep that second tank. Let it actually be made.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Just, with the tank firing, these roaches do not last very long. There you go. Seems like Solo doesn't have quite enough to really make this work. Yeah, especially with the Reapers going back.
Yeah, I should have done before we did this was look at the units lost, because I'm pretty sure he lost like 8 or 9 roaches before the fight even began to the Reapers on the other side of the map. Now, granted, he did kill 22 SCVs. That's a pretty nice amount of workers killed, but at best that brings it down to even Stevens, but then there's Mule, so still Solo is behind.
The way that you said that was like... You just like sneaked it in there. Snuck it in. English. GG.
What?
The even Stevens? You're like, even Stevens, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Not Steven Evans, even Stevens. All right, so game number 1 goes very much in the favor of our Terran player. Big stretch. Why does it say the game's in progress? We just left. I watched the game end, Battle.net. The game is definitely not still in progress. Hello?
Blizzard client things, Rifkin. Please. Please.
Can't wait for Destiny 2. Actually, I say that a bit sarcastically, but I actually can't wait for Destiny 2. Destiny looked like such an awesome game. It was like one of the ones I really wish I'd gotten a chance to play, but never did.
I turned into a streamer playing Destiny, the original one, and I saw his character, and it was the most like weeaboo anime-ish looking character ever. And I was a little turned off because of it. I was a little bit like, I don't know. I already got enough like Cloud Stripes in Final Fantasy 14, so it's questionable.
Oh, apparently your shirt's out for delivery. We may be able to show off the LFT jersey before the stream is done today.
I was worried you're gonna say my shirt was inside out.
I
was like, well, that sounds about right.
Your shirt's inside out. That's covered.
Sounds about right.
It's covered in cat fur.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Man, I
Right
love
on.
Minnie. I don't know if you're watching the stream right now, Minnie Mouse, but I love you. There, I said it. Okay. Now, she helped us make the t-shirts and the designs, and she's just overall a really awesome person to work with. And if she wasn't so obsessed with Magic the Gathering, she might even be wife material. Well, she is, but for somebody else.
Oh, you don't like her because she's poor?
I think you mean rich because she probably wins all the tournaments with the cards she bought.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing. Like, I honestly regret having been born poor. And it sounds dumb, right? Not because like
I mean, like most people.
well, okay, let me finish my sentence here. Because I never got to do like Warhammer or Magic the Gathering or like Pokemon cards or like these were all things that I thought were so cool that I never actually got into. So now I kind of scoff at it as an adult, but really I'm like, man, I wish I could have done that like a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, it is game number 2. Spawning in the top left side of the map. He is down 1 at the moment. Felt that Reaper pressure a little bit hard. It is Solo.
Well, so to feel it again. On the bottom right is the yellow Zerg. It is. Nope, the yellow Terran. It is Ziggy. Damn it, Ziggy and your Z's. Second
Ziggy,
time.
Ziggy, Ziggy, can't you see?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was something where I don't imagine Solo was happy dealing with this because part of it was Sequencer was a really big map. Odyssey is a surprisingly big map too. This doesn't look like it at a glance, but this is a surprisingly big map. And you probably don't expect the Reapers to be that much of a problem. Long reinforcement point, they didn't proxy it. Like, how much of a problem could Reapers really be? But I don't think Solo underestimated or underreacted to what Ziggy was throwing at him. It just did snowball so quickly, and that's the problem with Reapers. One way or the other, they either snowball for or against the Terran, all depending on how the first few go.
Yeah. Not even a nicer position here as the barracks now can add tech labs, easy peasy. But it is still a long map, and this one has less area to jump up on. Just the Reaper Cliff in the back. Or no, it is this one. Okay, yeah. Reaper Cliff in the back, and then whatever is at the front here. But yeah, he kind of like, I don't think many people assume that it's going to be more than 10 Reapers unless you know the player, and I don't know if they know each other. They probably do a little bit, but who knows if Ziggy always does this. So you kind of just like hope to, again, have that balancing act of defending well enough not to be killed, but also not so much that you're just losing the macro game. And, well, he actually lost that balance. Now he might be a little more eager to cut the Reapers while they're in low numbers, whereas before he was playing pretty defensive. And it's the Roach Warren already. Speed only about halfway done.
This is so annoying. Bleeding up wings like this means the Queen's got nothing to guard for. No creep spread between the main and the natural, and this is already getting really, really bad for Solo.
Loses to that Queen. He's got 5 Roaches on the way, and speed is like a couple seconds out from finishing. That will deal with 4 Reapers. Yeah, target fire that little one. There we go.
Someone in chat putting out up as in time for Pokemon cards. I wasn't when they were actually like a cool thing as a kid. I buy them now as an adult because I couldn't get them as a kid.
Yeah.
They're so shiny.
I would say I'm glad I never got into paying enough like that much money for cards. But as I was talking about earlier, I paid a lot on manga, so.
So there's your trade up, and you have like a wall of
Yeah.
like statues behind you.
Well, that was from my older years. I wish it was from my younger years, because if I had money to buy the action figures of Final Fantasy 8 back when it was out, like I would have so much rare shit. Holy shit! And I gotta pay like Out the Wild 2.
Out the Wild 2.
Don't feed the animals in the wild too.
I hate you so much right now.
Well, like I said, I thought Solo would be playing more aggressively to try and cut down the Reaper numbers, but this isn't really what I was talking about. Unfortunately, chasing Reapers, especially without speed, on Roaches it's kind of a no-no. Like, as long as they bother kiting you, which Ziggy's doing a great job of doing, your Roaches aren't going to get there with near enough health to do anything.
GG. All right, well, Ziggy will take a 2-0, knocking Solo out of the losers bracket and out of the tournament. So long, Solo. good luck, and we'll see you in the next tournament, man. But top side's got Soul versus ours, and they are in game. Darn. Fingers are crossed. Maybe that would time out nicely for us. But that means Geralt failed to fight against Zaurus. Either way,
we're not casting that.
I was gonna say we're waiting for a game. Good luck pronouncing that. They're in game anyways. The point is, we are now at an awkward impasse where, let me show you guys on the screen region real quick. We are either waiting for this match or this match. So there's nothing. There's nothing for us to cast right now until players are out of a game. So hold your horses and sit tight. But sorry, I exclaimed with that was awkward earlier because I have a bunch of Guru's teammates from his team tweeting disavowing him.
Oh.
That
changed.
Here's the thing, guys. Like, I really don't care for this. It's other people who are going to make this a big deal. Like, Zombie and I don't ever think about it or talk about it. It's like we have a ban list. He's on it. Should be end of story. Other folks who are like on his team or associated with Guru, as long as you're not being uppity or like trying to cause trouble with it, I don't care. You could be Guru's brother in real life. And like, honestly, I've got nothing against you unless you make me have a reason to have something against you. So I'm not sure if that's why people were tweeting or not, but like, seriously, just because you're associated with Guru, I don't give a fuck. It's only if you start being problematic while being associated with Guru that we have a problem. So just to throw that out there, and I don't know if people are feeling paranoid or what, but anyways, we're going to go to a commercial break. Maybe we boo out some more when we get back. I don't know, but we'll see you guys soon. Also, I see Nathaniel's in chat. Guys, I need you to help me vote on something here. Nate's been giving me a ton of shit because I like ketchup. Do we use one of our emoticon slots on Base Trade TV to make a ketchup emote to combo with his Tendies emote?
I feel like we need just like an all the ketchup emote. Like, not just ketchup, but like ketchup on everything. Ketchup
Well, I was thinking like you would the emote would be a bottle of ketchup pouring ketchup out. So you could put it next to anything.
Of course.
And then we could have another one from the other angle. So you just surround people with ketchup. And then, because we have 3 free emote slots, the third one could just be a tomato. Oh my god!